want to learn the ways of the Force and become a Jedi like my father.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Why You Should or Why You Should Not series. This is Cam6578, and I've got a lot to talk about with Commander Luke, so let's get started. Luke Skywalker is beginning his journey, starting now. Commander Luke is back. He is basically the same. We've seen this Luke before in the game, but now he's actually a real character, a playable character who we're going to be able to unlock. Now, though he's a really cool character and he has 6 abilities and 3 Zetas, he is an character that can only be unlocked at 7 stars, which is insane. So unlike raid characters such as Han or General Kenobi, or even legendary characters such as Thrawn, Emperor Palpatine, or Yoda, or R2-D2 for that matter, Luke Skywalker and Commander Luke Skywalker is only unlockable at 7 stars. Insane stuff. Let's look at this little post. I'm not going to read it all to you guys, but I will put the links in the description for all this stuff if you want to check it out on your own. We will need Old Ben, Princess Leia, Stormtrooper Han, Luke Skywalker, Farm Boy, and R2-D2. Of all these characters, Old Ben makes me want to cry. R2-D2, you guys are going to have to struggle to get. This is an end game thing, no doubt about that. The R2-D2 event is out now. You guys are seeing it today. The background gameplay is the R2-D2 event. If you guys want to check that out, links in the description as well. Just for basic advice to see how I did it. And I've been telling you guys for a while now that Luke Skywalker, you guys need to farm him. You guys should have Stormtrooper Han farm. You should have Princess Leia farm for the most part. It's R2-D2 and Old Ben that are the killers. So you're going to have to decide whether or not you want to farm Old Ben. You are going to get R2-D2 one way or another. You're going to have to because he's a pretty good character. But you guys are going to have to decide if you want to farm Old Ben or not. And that's your call. I would say, you know, since this is a why you should or why you should video, I'm going to go more in depth about that later on. But they're all going to receive their own little reworks. Han Solo's ability kit has been updated as an added bonus. That's kind of cool, even though he's not a required character for this event in Luke's journey. So that's going to be neat. Now the R2 event will return, like I said, today. What's nice about the Luke Skywalker Flash event is it appears every 3rd day, so every 3 days. So August 3rd, August 6th, 9th, 12th, 15th, etc., etc. So that's going to be really, really cool. We're going to get a lot of those events. Omega events and the hero's journey is still under debate as to when it will begin. Keep your eyes open for that. The Assault Battle Ground War, which we all hate a lot with Count Dooku, that's just awful. That begins on the 12th and ends the 13th. Other good stuff, just Omega battles and places of power. Pretty neat stuff. Just wanted to give you guys a quick little view of what's coming up. And this is the granddaddy of them all. This is Commander Luke Skywalker. He is a determined rebel hero who can ignore debuffs or ignore taunts. So here he is unlocking at 7 star. Let's take a look at his abilities, and I'm going to be theory crafting as I go along. So he's available only from the Hero's Journey event. His basic attack is Destined Strike. Deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict speed down and defense down for 2 turns. If the target already had speed down, remove 30% turn meter. If the target already had defense down, inflict stun for 1 turn. So this is a character that looks like he might have some turn meter manipulation, maybe used for the Rancor raid. I mean, nobody really loves the Rancor raid anymore, especially if you're an endgame whale, but it's still fun to have an auto team or something that you can just crush through it. Let's look at his special attack. It's called Use the Force. Deal physical damage to target enemy, dispel all buffs on them, remove 100% turn meter, and inflict buff immunity and tenacity down for 2 turns. Reduce the cooldown of this ability by 1 if the target didn't have full health, so it's a 4 turn cooldown. Keep in mind 3 of these abilities are Zetas, so I don't know which are which, but that's still something you guys got to be aware of. This is amazing because he can inflict tenacity down. He's the first character that can inflict tenacity down and speed down and buff immunity. Dengar can inflict tenacity down and speed down, but he's bad. So that's going to be really cool. And maybe, I mean, it looks like a Rancor raid character, and then this is where Luke gets kind of more into the Boba Fett type insane coolness. So, call to action. Dispel all debuffs on Luke. Luke gains 100% turn meter and recovers 40% health and 40% protection. That's a lot. If Luke doesn't have the call to action unique buff, he gains it until the next time this ability is used. The call to action buff allows Luke to ignore taunt during his turn and has 50% accuracy, 50% critical chance, and 50% critical damage. That is that's like insane. That's a lot of potential damage. So his leader ability is called Rebel Maneuvers. Rebel allies have 50% counter chance, 50% defense, and 15% offense. Whenever an enemy resists a detrimental effect, Rebel allies gain 5% turn meter. This is really key against the Rex leads, as when there's tenacity up, that means that there will be turn meter gain for the Rebels if Luke's leading them. They also have counter chance, which means AoEs are not going to be favorable in this environment. So, you know, Lando obviously is dead, but even if you use bays and get rid of all their buffs, they'll still counterattack and wipe through your base. You gotta be careful about that, or, you know, it just seems like now it's going back to single target attacking, so that's kind of interesting as well. And it'll be cool to see how it works against the Rex meta as it stands. Maybe we'll see a Darth Maul come back. Alright, Luke has two uniques. One is called Learn Control. When Luke doesn't have call to action, he has 50% counter chance, 50% critical avoidance, 50% defense, and 100% tenacity, and gains 10% turn meter when another Rebel ally takes damage. That's probably a Zeta, and the other Zeta is probably the call to action. It binds all things is Luke's other unique ability. Luke has 40% potency. Whenever he resists a detrimental effect, he recovers 5% health and protection. Whenever Luke inflicts a debuff, he gains 10% turn meter, and other allies gain half that amount. He is one of the most versatile and powerful characters we have released, and can be used in any group in Squad Arena, Raid, Assault Battles, or various other PvE squads. So that's really neat. Again, I'll put the links in the description for Luke as a whole. He's just something else. He's going to be awesome for sure, and I'm really looking forward to it. So, also guys, maybe Commander Luke will be useful with Ahsoka Fulcrum, so when she comes in the shard shop, just keep your eye out for that. Maybe try and build a team. That was a little theory crafting, guys. What do you guys think about Commander Luke? I'm really curious. Are you excited? Are you not excited? He looks really good. Now we're going to get into why you should not farm this character. There's a lot of reasons why. Number one is,
the Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
You're starting on your current path right now, and to divert for a certain character you only think is going to be good is dangerous. It brings up risk. You don't want to divert from what you're doing if you know what you're doing is right. So if I'm farming for Thrawn, I want Thrawn for various reasons, just so maybe I can get him for my arena team or etc. If you have a vision and you follow that vision, you stick to your strategy, that's totally okay in missing out characters like this. However, you won't know when they come back, and you might miss out on that opportunity. That being said, if he's not that good, or if he doesn't find a home in this current meta, then all of a sudden you look at the time you wasted on him and you wish you would have gone with your original plan. So no half measures is what I'm trying to get at. What that means is, don't do something halfway. If you're farming for Thrawn and you really want Thrawn for your arena team, get Thrawn, keep on farming Hera or Ezra out of the cantina or whatever. Don't divert. If you're a whale and you want to be ahead of the curve, like, you want to be dominant or whatever, and you feel like Luke is the way, go all in, farm Old Ben. A lot of people don't have Old Ben, and that's totally okay. I mean, you're not supposed to. He's bad. So, he's been outclassed as well. I'm also just wondering, is anybody else tired of having Capital Games tell us who to farm or make us farm certain characters? Just a thought. The last thing I'd like to say about this is Thrawn might be the exact counter to this team, or even crit immunity, as Luke Skywalker's crit damage and crit chance, it doesn't really matter if he can't crit. So that might be something you guys keep in mind as well. Against, say, a shore trooper, Luke Skywalker is kind of toast, or Commander Luke is kind of toast. So it'll be interesting to see maybe if Luke doesn't turn out to be the character we all think he's going to be in this game. Maybe Thrawn's more powerful, then boom, you made a mistake. So keep that in mind. Make sure you make good decisions. No half measures, guys. That's the moral of the story. And that's why you should or should not farm Luke Skywalker. So let me know what you guys think below about my point of view, and if you guys have a certain recommendation or whatever, let me know in the comments. If you think Luke's going to be great, tell me why in the comments. I'll gladly have a conversation with you. I think he's going to be great, and I'm just not sure how he will fit in with the current meta or what meta is to come because of his unique kit. But thanks for watching the video, guys. See you in the next one. And if you like what I'm doing, subscribe. See you guys.